back to work at caucus today after the most recent election. Obviously, we didn't come out on top, and that's disappointing, but there is a lot to be thankful for. We've massively expanded our party, 2.3 million votes, 25 more seats, big gains in Ontario, British Columbia, some more modest gains in Quebec. But there's more to do. We have to enlarge our team, grow our support, build on our caucus strengths. I'll be thanking them for their hard work, thanking our volunteers, our activists, our team. Obviously very thankful to the people of Carleton for the 2 decades I had the privilege of serving them.
That is Conservative Leader Pierre Poilievre in Ottawa this morning, making his way into caucus. It's the first time Conservative MPs have been together or heard from their leaders so directly in this capacity following their election loss just over a week ago. I'm coming to you live tonight from Washington. We've got more coverage coming up of that meeting between the Prime Minister and President in moments. But right now, that caucus, that Conservative caucus, has just broke, and we are joined by Conservative MP and former leader of the Conservative Party, Andrew Scheer, who's live with us from Parliament Hill following the meeting. Hi, Mr. Scheer. Good to see you. Thank you for making the time.
Thank you very much.
So I just had a producer text me who's out there waiting, saying that she believes you are the sort of leader in the House of Commons now, that decision was taken in caucus. Can you confirm if that is the case and just sort of describe what your role will be?
Sure. I can confirm that that our caucus has chosen me to be the parliamentary leader, if you will, the person who will have for procedural reasons will sign the forms and do the things in the House until our leader Pierre Poilievre rejoins us. We're thrilled that we have a path forward to that. One of our colleagues, Damien Kirk from Battle River Crowfoot has very selflessly offered a path for Pierre to rejoin us in the House of Commons. So for the very short term, just for a few weeks, I'll be fulfilling the duties that need to be done by someone from the House of Commons.
So do I take from that you anticipate Mr. Poilievre will be back in the House of Commons come fall? And in the interim, does that mean you're officially the leader of the opposition in the House of Commons? And will you do things like, for example, occupy Stornoway, the official residence for the official opposition leader?
We have a leader of the party, and we expect that Mr. Carney will be true to his word. He has promised to call a by-election quickly so that Pierre can rejoin us in the House and lead us from the chamber. He still remains the leader of the party and the movement. He's got the support of caucus. He's got the support of 8 million Canadians who voted Conservative and our movement all across the country. So for the next few weeks, for procedural reasons, there are some things that require someone to do who has that seat in the House of Commons. I'll be taking, fulfilling those duties, but he's still the leader of the party. As to other things, these are early minutes after our caucus concludes, so I might not have all the answers you might be looking for, but going forward, I can tell you that we're in good spirits. We had a good discussion, and there's definitely going to be a lot of excitement when Pierre rejoins us in the chamber and again leads us from the House.
How certain, Mr. Scheer, are you of the level of support from caucus for Mr. Poilievre? My understanding is that caucus voted, for example, to adopt the Reform Act, which means the possibility exists of a leadership vote or a leadership review vote in caucus. Is that not the opposite of saying wholeheartedly you support Mr. Poilievre collectively?
No, I'll let our caucus chair speak to formal decisions of caucus that are mandated by various pieces of legislation. But I can tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, that our team is united. Our caucus stands behind our leader, Pierre Poilievre. All of us across the country experienced a great surge in support, whether that meant more volunteers, whether that meant more lawn signs, whether it meant more votes, massive vote increases. Some of those seats that we fell short with 47% of the vote, 46% of the vote. In many cases, that represents a double-digit increase over last time. So there's a tremendous base to build on. We're always we always recognize on behalf of the 8 million people who voted for change that we've got work to do to seal the deal next time and win and deliver that meaningful change for Canadians. But today we heard a lot of positive feedback, and the support for Pierre is evident. I think you're going to see that in the weeks and months to come, that we are a united, focused opposition caucus. Canadians expect us to get right to work. We're going to do that. We're ready to do that.
Respectfully, Mr. Scheer, are you sure, though, that Mr. Poilievre wasn't part of the problem? And isn't that evidenced by his, more than 4,000 vote loss in a riding that he held for 2 decades? If, in fact, caucus was so unified in their support and endorsement of Mr. Poilievre, wouldn't they not be moving forward with the Reform Act and a potential leadership vote among caucus? Like, how does that add up?
Again, if you look at what our party achieved, if you had a time machine, you go back in time a couple of years ago, and you say, the next election you're going to get 42% of the vote, you're going to see this massive new growth in people who voted for our party from groups that traditionally didn't vote for us. If you told us we would win the youth vote, win the unionized trades vote, we'd be picking up in seats like that, we would be picking up seats like in Welland and in Hamilton, we would have been thrilled, and we would have all expected to win. This election was unique. We saw a complete collapse of the NDP. Turns out 42% in this election was not sufficient. So what we all recognize is that Pierre built that coalition. Pierre attracted those new voters. He did specific outreach to young people, speaking to their issues, talking about housing, talking about, once again, restoring the promise of Canada, where you could work hard and afford to buy a home in a safe neighborhood. That spoke directly to the challenges of young people, and for our unionized trades workers who were left out of work because of the Liberal NDP government canceling big projects, big energy projects that would put thousands of people back to work. So Pierre built this amazing coalition that got us to 42%. There's no question that was a result of his determination, his inspirational leadership, his ability to communicate and reach out to those groups. So the best way forward is for the caucus to support Pierre, for the movement to support Pierre, so that he can build on that and win in the next election.
Doesn't that, though, again, with respect, Mr. Scheer, ignore the fact that your party lost? And doesn't it also assume that things will remain static, that Canadians will be as unhappy as they were with the Liberals over their 10-year record, that Mr. Carney will be as unpopular as Mr. Trudeau was? Aren't those very, unsafe assumptions to make?
Well, it sounds like you're the one making assumptions there, Vashti, and you know what happens when someone assumes things. We all recognize that we didn't win, and we all recognize that changes need to be made. There's no denying that, and you won't hear that from myself, you won't hear that from Pierre, you won't hear that from anybody involved in the campaign. Clearly, no one is suggesting, nor have I in this interview or in previous ones, suggesting that we can just copy and paste what we did this time, next time, and hope to win. What I'm saying is that we all recognize how we got from 33, 34% in the last election to 42% in this election, and that was Pierre Poilievre. That was Pierre Poilievre's vision to develop a platform in consultation with caucus, based directly on the stories he's heard from individual Canadians who are suffering under the Liberal policies. He put that platform together. He put forward a communications plan to articulate what conservatism would do for hardworking Canadians, and that's what took us up to 42%. So that's what my message is. We all recognize that Pierre got us to this point, and that he is the one that can take us to the next level, get those missing 3, 4, 5% that we need. Now, if we are living in a new reality where the NDP have completely collapsed, we don't know what that means. We don't know where they'll go in the future. So no one is counting on a resurgence next time. We are dealing potentially with a new reality. We've got to figure that out. So one of the things that I'm confident is that we're going to take the time to do that, pour through the data, actually look at results and compare them to previous elections and see, okay, here's where we saw growth, here's where we maybe missed an opportunity. How do we address that without losing the people that we've brought on board? That is going to take some time, but it's going to be done with people who have our party's best interests at heart, who have the best interests of Canadians at heart. And when we're finished that process, I'm very confident that Pierre is going to be able to chart the course in the next campaign that will finish the job.
But that is again, with respect, Mr. Scheer, making assumptions. It's making assumptions that the votes that you were able to win, that growth, which you deserve credit for, is going to hold. I don't understand how that assumption can stick when a whole lot, as we've seen in just the last few months, can change. And again, when you talk about Mr. Poilievre's responsibility in building that coalition, if it were all him, would he not have won his own riding?
No, I mean, you keep using this word assumption. What I'm telling you is that Pierre has built this coalition. We've seen this growth. No one is assuming that that is just going, if we can just do the exact same thing and get the same results. We have to go out and re-earn that support every single day. Every member of parliament, every party activist, and no matter what the stripe knows, you can never take any vote for granted. What we're saying is that the person who put that coalition together, who attracted all those new voters, is best suited to keep them. He's clearly got a rapport with those voters. New voters, new Canadians, young people, tradespeople. They definitely see something in Pierre. They responded to his message in big numbers. So it's safe to assume that, I shouldn't say assume, I think it's reasonable to believe that the person who put those people inside our tent, who recruited them into the movement and earned their trust, is best suited to keep them and build on that going forward. And that's what that's what Conservatives heard loud and clear across the country and in every region. You know, when you look at the results, incredible growth. We hit high 40s in many ridings and just fell short by a few hundred votes. So, you know, learning from that, finding out which opportunities that were missed need to be taken, capitalized on next time. Some things around, you know, technical aspects of the campaign. Those are all very important questions, and we're going to take the time to get it right, to pour through that data, to have conversations with candidates who fell short by just a little bit, hear from them what they believe the adjustments should be made. But the key takeaway is that the best person suited to do that is the person who got us so incredibly close, built this movement up to these unprecedented levels in many parts of the country, and who has now the expertise of running a national campaign and knows exactly, from his perspective, what he would do differently, combined with all the feedback he's going to get from MPs and candidates.
Okay, I got to leave it there, Mr. Scheer. I'm out of time. I appreciate your time as always. Thank you.
Thank you so much.